When you look at taxes and compare them to other cities, there's nothing good in Philadelphia. Our taxes are just plain high.
Part of the major problem is the wage tax. From the perspective of hiring people, it's very hard to attract people if they know that they have to pay this 4%.
Most cities, most localities tax the value of place. They tax property. Philadelphia taxes the wages of workers, and we tax the activity of firms. And so it's no surprise Philadelphia has lost, over the past half century, a quarter of its jobs, a quarter of its residents.
To attract smaller businesses, clearly we have to reduce the business privilege tax.
If you look at other major cities across the country, almost all of them have property tax as their largest source of revenue.
If we reassess all the values in Philadelphia, I went onto your website, Brett, and I put in my property number, and I'm like, I'm going to go out of business if I have to pay the amount of taxes that your website says I'm going to pay.
It's a system that no one understands, that's unfair, and the solution, I think, is the full value equalization project that the Board of Revision of Taxes has proposed.
I definitely think that a tax abatement is a great incentive to create economic development, but I don't know if 0 to 100% after the end of the tax abatement necessarily makes sense. Maybe it could have been a progressive tax abatement.
That kind of analysis really needs to be done to see what kind of impact the abatement had, and if it really did have a positive impact, then I think it makes sense to continue it. But I also think it does make sense to tweak it.
I think the right question is, what is it that we can do in the marketplace so we shouldn't need the abatement? How can we make the tax structure not such an impediment so that people won't need a special incentive to come to Philadelphia?
If the next mayor doesn't do anything about the growth in pensions and the growth in health benefits and the growth in prisons costs, then it's going to be very hard to tackle tax reductions without sacrificing service.
There is nothing wrong with Philadelphia as a city that we can't look to other cities and find examples of things that are working.